Hello friends, and welcome to another tutorial on Geeks for Geeks. In this video, we are going to understand the program which helps us in printing level order traversal of a binary tree line by line. First, let us take an example. As you can see, the level order traversal of this tree line by line is 1. We have 2 and 3 in the next line, which is also the next level. Then we have 4 and 5 in the next line, which is also the next level. Now let us see the algorithm which will assist us in printing level order traversal line by line. Let us also have a sample tree to test our algorithm. Note that we are using a queue data structure. First, we push 1 into the queue. Now, we enter the outer while loop. We have a variable node count to store the number of nodes at current level or the number of elements in the queue. Since we have just one element in the queue, which is 1, so node count will be equal to 1. Since node count is not equal to 0, we omit the if statement. In the next step, we dequeue all nodes of current level and enqueue all nodes of next level. Since node count is greater than 0, we enter the second while loop. Now we have another variable node which will store the front element in the queue. Node will point to 1. In the next step, we print the data of node. Hence, 1 is printed. Now, we will pop the elements from the queue. So, 1 will be popped. In the next step, we enqueue the left and the right child of the popped element, which was 1. So, the left child of 1, which is 2, will be enqueued. In the next step, we push the right child of 1, which is 3. Now, we will decrement the value of node count by 1. So, node count will now be equal to 0. Since node count is not greater than 0, we come out of the inner while loop. Now, we move on to the next line using end else statement. We continue with the outer while loop. Again, node count will store the number of elements in queue. Since we have 2 elements in the queue, node count will be equal to 2. Since node count is not equal to 0, we omit the if statement. Now, we enter the inner while loop as node count is greater than 0. Now, node will point to 2. Then, we print the data. Hence, 2 is printed in the next line. Now we dequeue 2 from the queue. In the next step, we enqueue the left and the right child of 2 into the queue. So, first, the left child of 2, which is 4, will be enqueued. Next, the right child of 2, which is 5, will be enqueued. Now, the value of node count is decreased by 1. So, node count will now be equal to 1. Since node count is greater than 0, we continue with the inner while loop. Now, node will point to 3. 3 will be printed. Next, we pop 3 from the queue. Since left and right child of 3 is null, nothing is enqueued into the queue. Also, the value of node count decreases by 1. So, node count will be equal to 0. Since node count is not greater than 0, we exit the inner while loop. Next, we add an end line statement to move to the next line. we continue with the outer while loop. Now, node count will be equal to 2 as there are 2 elements in the queue. Since node count is not equal to 0, we move on to the inner while loop. Now, node will point to 4. Then we print 4. Now, we will pop 4 from the queue. Since the left and the right child of 4 is null, nothing is enqueued. Also, node count decreases by 1. Since node count is greater than 0, we continue with the inner while loop. Now, node will point to 5 and 5 will be printed. In the next step, we dequeue 5 from the queue. Now, the value of node count is decreased. So, node count will now be equal to 0. Since node count is not greater than 0, we come out of the inner while loop. We continue with the outer while loop. Now, node count will be equal to 0 as there are no elements in the queue. As the node count is equal to 0, the if condition is satisfied and we break. So, control will come out of the while loop and we have the final output. Now, let us have a look at the time complexity of the program. This code will run in big O of n complexity. Here, n are the number of nodes in our tree. With this, we come to an end of this tutorial. For any doubts or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.